In today's video, I'm going to talk about the path menu, that is under the object menu, obviously, and under the path menu also there are few other options that we need to explore. So without a further ado, let's jump into the Adobe Illustrator. So under the path there are lots of options, and we are going to learn about what are those things and how we can use it. So let's create one path so that we can start working on. If we need to add these two different anchor point, currently I'm selecting a move tools. Okay, so the path needs to selected by the direct selection tool, and then we can select two different anchor point, and then we can use a path and join, or simply after the selection we can press Ctrl J. Okay, see, the path are joined together with another arrow, and or simply we can select two different anchor point and then right click and join. I don't want this rectangle, this line to be created. I just want to join. So how I can make it? First we need to select the two different path with the direct selection tool, and then we need to go object and click on average, or simply alt control plus J. Okay, or simply select these two different anchor point and right click and average. So what it does is actually, so in which axis that you want to align or create an average. So for most of the case both will be fine, so I can click on both and then it will make them in a closer format, and then I can simply select and right click join. Let me zoom it, and it's joined, and it is now one single path. Let me press Ctrl Z. Okay, so this is the path. Okay, so for example, if I select these two paths with a move tool or selections tool, then if I click on average, then it will try to create a only one single point. Why? So on a selection path or on a selections tools, so it will select entire all the anchor point, and what it does is all the anchor point will selected in one particular point. It will create an average point. Now there is another option on the path. There is a outline stroke. Let me create a little bit bigger stroke so that we can see the differences. So there is a two different way. First one is completely, if you want to expand, here it is, I need to expand stroke. So simply if I click expand, then it will create a one entire shape, and I can use the fill color. Okay, see, I can change the fill color. Well, it is a stroke path, right? If I click on object and path and outline stroke, so again it will create the same fill. What I want to do is I want to combine these two different things. We are not able to see which one is overlapping, and it gets confused, right? So what we can do is, first let's create an outline. Okay, so you can click right here and you can do, and then what you can do is just select an object and path, offset path. Okay, we don't need that much. Okay, we can decrease and increase the path. So let's say 8 point. Okay, for me 8 point is good, and I will create for the D also. I will apply same. So offset path and 8 point is already selected, and I will select two different. I'm taking a shape builder path, so I just want to make it one single clear one path till here. Okay, so one complete path, and from here I want continuous D here. Okay, rest of the other, what I want to do is I want to delete. Now I'm pressing Alt from the keyboard and I am deleting. Okay, so here I don't need this. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, let me delete this also, this also, this also. This is how we can use offset path, and we can create such kind of pattern or logo or anything. Okay, mostly I used this offset path for the logo design. I'm using pen tool, and let me select. So I started from here to I ended here. On a stock panel, if I want to add, let me give you an so I started from this. Okay, and that point is this. So if I want to change here also, I can switch. See, I'm changing the direction. Okay, likewise from the object and path, and I can reverse. So now there is this starting point, sorry, ending point is here, and if I want to reverse, then I can simply reverse. To achieve task or any result, there are multiple options, there are multiple ways. Just that you need to explore the thing so that you can do in a fast phase, okay, and you can speed up your process. I created one shape. I want to make it smooth, and there are lots of anchor points that you can see, right? So what I want to do is I just want to reduce those anchor points. So how can I do? First, select your path, okay? So and go object, path, and simplify. First, we will see only this uh, small box, okay? So if you want more anchor point, then obviously you can click here, okay, up to here, and you can slide on the left side if you want very less anchor point, okay. And the Adobe Illustrator try to auto simplify your shapes if you click on that. And if you want more option, then you can click on that, and here you can play around. And here on a original path, you can see the original path where are their anchor point, okay. So you can, and you can change, there is a, you can see simply, let me zoom in, and then maybe you can see the a little bit clearly. So sorry, object, path, and simplify, and I will click on here and show original, okay. It's not showing. Anyway, let's try. See, you can see the little bit red line. The red line is original shape, and yeah, the shape already is smooth, that's why we don't need to add. But if you have more anchor point, then you can simplify it, or if you want any straight kind of line, obviously you can click, okay. So on that, and you can play around. Let me see what happened this. Anyway, so let's close it, this also. And now which one, next is add anchor point and remove anchor point. For example, if you want to add anchor point in between, then simply I can add, okay. So now I can see anchor point over here, over here, over here, and over here, okay. So simply again I'm selecting path, and if I want to remove, and I can simply remove, okay. Obviously all the anchor point is removed. If you want to select like this, okay, with the help of shift and path, and sorry, path and remove, so it will delete it, your selected anchor point. Or you can simply use pen tool and click on delete anchor point, and you can click on this, and it will delete your anchor point, okay. I'm pressing Ctrl Z to revert back. And next is divides object below. So what I want is, I just want divided by this line all other shape that is below that particular line. Then simply I can select the line, and I can click on save and divide our object, and it will divide. See, this is how it will divide. Very simple. From the pathfinder also we can divide, but pathfinder will divide each and every overlap object, okay. Next is divide is good, and split grid means you want a specific grid. You can just simply create one shape, and then you can simply split into grid, and here you can give how many numbers of row that you want. Let's say I just want 10 rows and 20 columns, and I want in between gutter might be 5, okay, on columns also. And if I want to see preview, and I can see the previews, and if I want to add guideline, I can create the guidelines here, and simply if I click okay, then yeah. So this is how I can create, or in a simple way, this is also one of the best way to create a table, okay. So cleanup, sometimes what happen, it's empty, there is nothing, but and we can see until we select, okay, there is nothing. And sometimes create any shape, and I'm not going to apply any color to shape, okay. And sometimes what happened, we created one with the pen tool, and I just pressed ESC, and yeah, there are shapes. See, if you select, then there are shape. Or if you want to see the outline version, then you can press Ctrl Y, and you can see the outline version of that all the shapes. And see, here there are shapes, right? Again, go to on a preview mode, then you can't see, okay. Now obviously I can select, and I can press delete anything, there is no any other design. But whenever we are working in a design, then there might be other files, so it can destroy. So without destroying any other files, that we can delete unwanted layers that are in artboard. So simply I'm not selecting anything, just I'm clicking object, path, and cleaner. So it will say stray points, unpainted objects, and empty text path. So I'm applying for all, and I can click OK. So now if I press Ctrl Y, see, everything is gone. And why there are also paths which are open-ended? Why it's not deleted? Because it has value like color, that is why it is not deleted. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you get the ideas of how to use path options. Okay, so it will help you to boost, or it will help you to speed up your work if you able to understand the path options in a better way, and if you able to use that frequently, and if you practice it, obviously you can be a good in Adobe Illustrator. See you on the next video. Till then, be creative, be logical, be practice, and be kind to everyone, love and respect to everyone, and protect this art. Okay, so bye bye, see you on the next video.